Good morning, welcome back to the channel. Something a little bit different today. So I'm taking an old school Scania 5 Series R480 off to sunny Spain. We've got 18 tons of gnocchi on board, so without further ado, let's fire her up and get going. Hope everyone is well, and yeah, thank you for joining me back on the channel. This engine noise is quite loud, this one. This is Max's DC13, I think, engine noises for the Scania 5 and 6 series. So this is a Euro 5 engine in this. Anyway, welcome back. Thank you for watching. Thank you to all the new subscribers recently, and thank you for all the new engagement to the channel. It's really appreciated, and thank you for the feedback on the videos. I tend to try and record everything in one take. I know it's perhaps not as polished as other channels, but at least you get to see everything kind of like warts and all, because in real life you don't get to do editing. You don't get to, just get rid of the bad bits. You've got to leave them in as well, because there are days where you will have bad bits. There are days where you will get yourself into things and you'll think, oh my god, how have I got myself into this? But the main thing I will say to any driver, especially any new driver, is if you got the truck in there, you can get the truck back out of it. So be calm, compose yourself, and think about it. Think about what you're doing. Because the thing is, what you've got to remember as a lorry driver is it's not just a job where you're like, oh, I'm just driving it. You are seen as a professional driver, which means that you can drive better than anybody else on the road, or at least you're meant to. So, remember that, take some pride in your work when you're out there on the road. But yeah, I just wanted to say thank you for all the new channel engagement, including the idiot who told me to go and play Barbie. His username was 2Bob something or other. It's all the same to you, mate. I'll leave the Barbies to my daughter, she can go play with them. But if you want to sit there and tell the whole world that you're a nonce by playing Barbies, mate, you go right ahead. But just for all the other trolls out there, and I know there will be a few, but be quite a few of them, because I often comment on Talksport and things like that around my football team, which is Spurs. You get all these little Australian trolls who don't like what I say about Ange Postecoglou. It's like, well, bottom line is Ange is a shit manager. He's a fraud and he got found out, so deal with it. Yeah, they come and write stuff on my channel. The thing is, I'll just ban you from the channel. It's not a problem. You won't win. But anyway, so getting on with where we're going today. So yeah, we are off to sunny Spain. finally put in a fridge, which is what my haulage firm will be doing in real life. I'm also kind of hoping as well that I might even look and see if there are any Scania 6 Series around for sale, because I do really like these trucks. It's my favourite shape of Scania. I mean, the new ones are lovely, don't get me wrong, but I do love these shape of trucks. They're absolutely gorgeous. Trucker Tim's got one, beautiful V8, absolutely lovely. This particular mod is Just CTV's Scania. Now, Just CTV is part of Fred's team. If you haven't purchased Fred Scania, it's in some of my earlier videos. You'll see it with the Stern paintwork on it. That's Fred Scania, and that is quite a beauty. I haven't downloaded all the new files for 1.56 for it yet, so I haven't got it in this particular profile. The only criticism that people give Just CTV for his mod, which is free and Fred's isn't, is everyone moans about the steering wheel, saying that it's too big, but to be fair, what he's done is he's just scaled it 1-to-1, so it's not really wrong. Why do I like the 5 Series and 6 Series? I just always like the general look of the truck. I just think it's a good looking truck. It's always appealed to me. So yeah, so lots to discuss. Lots of new updates for the game. I'm seeing the articles around the new forestry depots for Nordic Horizon, which, excuse me, is coming very soon. I'll be getting that as soon as it drops, and we'll pop up a video taking a run up there. What I try and do with things like that, when new content drops like that, rather than using fast travel to just teleport yourself right there and be like, I will try and take a job to run some cargo up there, some freight up there. That way you're kind of seeing how it matches with the rest of the map, how it molds into the rest of the map, and just get a bit more of a realistic experience, because that's what I'm trying to bring to the channel, is the authentic, realistic experience of what would it be like doing this in real life. Because I've done it in real life, I can tell you. There's lots of things to go through and show you, and tell you, and then obviously, I'm going to be going back to driving on the road really soon, in the run-up to Christmas, because they always need drivers to help out, extra drivers to help out, get things places. So when I do some agency work for that, I will bring you guys along so you can see me do it in real life. Gives you an idea then, and obviously, as I said, still planning to do my business next year. It's very much on the cards, so yeah, looking forward to it. But yeah, I've also seen as well, finally, that they're actually planning to do a UK rework on this, which I know they're still doing the Benelux rework, and I'm interested to see how that comes out, because the UK rework is definitely long overdue. It's one of the few sections of the map now that is still the original map from when the game came out 15 years ago. So yeah, it's a long time. At the moment, Pro Mods is really the only thing that you can have to have any bases in the UK on this, because I could put pro mods in, but the trouble is every time they update this game, sometimes it knocks out the map and then you end up having to update. Yeah, you have to wait for them to update pro mods, which means you can't play the most up-to-date version of the game, etc, etc. So it can be quite frustrating, which then obviously impacts content, if you want to get content out, yada yada yada. So yeah, it's a bit of a nightmare. I mean, yeah, you can always roll back and play the older version of the game, but you know, working in IT, as my main career has taught me, you should always try and be up to date wherever you possibly can, because there can be vulnerabilities in the game as well. You don't want that. I'm not saying there is, but there could be. So that's why you want to try and get them updated as quickly as you can. But anyway, it's a long overdue development, in my opinion. I think they should have done it ages ago, but I understand why they didn't. Although I did see a comment years ago where someone was like, "Oh, now that we've had Brexit, can you put all of these delays in the UK?" And I was like, "Mate, why would you want that in the game? It's bad enough in real life." It did make me chuckle a little bit. I mean, obviously there are some people who want it ultra realistic, right? See, this is a problem now that we've got ourselves in the way. Hopefully we've got a little bit of extra speed now down the hill, because we're heavy, we can get past this guy. But it really annoys me when you get into situations like that in real life. They call it elephant racing, right? Now, you'll get drivers out there who will, because of their pride, they won't give in. And they'll sit there backing up the traffic for miles because neither of them refuses to give in. Now, if I'm in a situation like that, right, we've all got places to go, we all want to get home safely. Now, had I have not picked up that extra speed coming down the hill that gave me enough to push around him, then what I would have done is backed out of the gas, pulled back in behind him and let him go, because they clearly don't want to slow down and they don't want to they don't want to allow you past them. So rather than trying to kind of fight it and just sit there for ages annoying everyone else on the road, just drop back and let them have their little victory. Do you know what I mean? It's pathetic, but I've seen it time and time again on the road. There are some drivers out there who are just like, no, you're not overtaking me, I'm having it. It's like, no one cares. So I just want to go home, mate, you know. So yeah, some people are really stupid like that. Right? Stay there. Oh, nearly hit the trailer then. It was that close. That close. Could have got much more than a fag paper between me and the front of his unit then. Although to be fair there, I should have given way to him. Should have flashed him in. It's been a bit of a knob there. I'm sitting there telling you about people getting home, and then there's me doing it to someone else. So yeah, fair play. I hold my hands up on that one. So I was in the wrong there. I should have flashed him in. sorted over the weekend, this weekend, so should be readily available next week's content. Will be back to being on the steering wheel, so you won't have to constantly see the steering wheel twitch in my videos again. So thank you for sticking with me during that issue. Apologies that we've had to part with that, and yeah, hopefully next week we'll be back to normal service will resume, and yeah, you can start seeing some videos. So the IRL drive, it should come into it fairly soon. I've got to have a chat with the missus. She does work some weekends as well, so I'm just going to kind of figure out what's best for us, and I've got to talk to an agency, see if there's the workaround first and foremost. Might be a bit early, might not be till later on. We'll see. But yeah, looking forward to it, can't wait. Missed it. There's only one auto, which is the one next to me, so I fucked that up there. Should have gone through the auto toll, but I didn't. And we did it for sleep actually. A few hours. Yeah, there's the Repsol garage. So it is still there. I've actually stopped in that service in real life. Huge. driving in Spain. It's such a nice country to drive in. And not as many dickheads on the road as you might think. Italy's bad for idiots on the road. Italy and France are probably the worst actually for dickheads. Germany's alright. I don't mind driving in Germany, it's quite nice. Again, it's very organised. It's just disgustingly clinical. Belgium's bad as well for the standard of driving. Most of their drivers are idiots. You'll probably see that if you see any Belgian cars over here, they're normally the ones that are going tanking up the fast lane and they don't slow down for anyone out there. Greece isn't too bad. Where else have I driven in the States? States is alright. Canada's alright as well, driven out there. Yeah, it's been alright actually. Trying to think where else. I haven't driven in the Nordic countries yet in real life. That's on the list of things to do next year. I want to do that because I do love a road trip. Just loading up the car and just heading out, just cruising. You know, you see all these different sites and stuff. I don't mind it. I'm not a massive fan of flying. Like I'll do it if I have to do it to go somewhere on holiday, but I don't like it. Which is weird because I used to be fine flying, and then in 2007 I was coming back from Cuba and we took off. The flight was delayed by a few hours because of this storm, because of basically a storm that was coming in, but they then decided that actually the storm got upgraded to a hurricane, and it hadn't fully made landfall, but it was coming, and they decided that they didn't want the plane left on the ground, so they were like, right, we've got to get this out of here, we've got to get it back. So we took off to the 777, I think it was, and we took off, and through this tropical storm, and as we were climbing we hit some really bad turbulence, and I mean bad, like to the point where every bump that you hit the plane dropped a few hundred feet instantly, and yeah, it was pretty nerve-wracking. You know, people were screaming, and it was just, you know, I was just like, yeah, I was not a fan of flying after that. Yeah, now I only fly if I absolutely have to. You know, I've been places since, I've been on long-haul flights since then, but yeah, if I can drive somewhere, I'll drive, just because I enjoy it more as well, because you can travel at your own pace, you're not sitting around, and Europe's got some beautiful roads, like beautiful roads, you know, and that's the whole point when you've got a young family as well, so you try to make memories for them, and, you know, I don't want my daughter sitting on a plane for hours and hours when she's little, you know, I'd far rather, you know, we get in the car and we entertain her, and if she, you know, is feeling miserable, we can stop somewhere and, you know, walk around, stretch her legs, and Gear in the UK. If you're from the UK and you watch Top Gear, and you remember years and years ago they did that show at the abandoned airport. That's where the abandoned airport is. It's in Mercia. Just so you know. Yeah, it's over in Mercia. Rumour has it they were going to reopen it soon. I don't know if they ever actually got around to it, but yeah, I do know they were planning to reopen it. Let's get in the old auto pass lane. There we go. Such a smooth truck to drive, it really is. Considering she's pulling quite a heavy load for a 480, she's doing well. Thundering up the hill. Considering we've got 18 tonne of passenger on the back, she's not doing a bad job. then have to look at trying to find the next safe alternative. finding one, don't worry, don't worry. See if we can get around the other side of drive there. Someone's taking the helicopter somewhere, so we'll pull in next to them. He's going to love that, having a fridge next to him all night, but sorry drive, needs must power. Alright, let's get the old rest on. Here we go. Make sure everything works. In that case, we're good to go. Excuse me. The only thing I prefer, obviously, is tramping in the summer. When you get up at like 4 o'clock in the morning, it's daylight, but it's nice and cool. It's not freezing cold, but it's nice and cool. You just know it's going to be an absolute scorching day. I love that. You just smell it in the air. You just get up and have a walk around the truck. That's magic, that is. That's when I get the old feel-good vibes. I love doing that in the summer. It's the best. Absolutely brilliant. It's just conversational-ish in French. So Spanish is the next one that I want to learn, because you make an effort, it goes a long way. You know, I definitely found that being abroad. You know, if you do make an effort, because I made the mistake of going to Rome once about 20 years ago, and I didn't speak hardly any Italian. And back in them days, you didn't have the likes of Google Translate or anything like that to translate things for you like you do now. I was going to look up phrases in a phrase book, and yeah, it didn't go down well. I mean, most of it was because of fucking Man U fans that were football hooligans smashing up the place. So the Romans immediately disliked anyone British because of that. And I get it, right? Especially if you're a cafe owner and you've had some fucking northern monkeys come in and start smashing up the place. It's annoying. So I fully get that. But yeah, I always try and make the effort to speak the lingo. Even if it's broken, they will help you. Because they do in France. Like I was trying to order, funny enough, when I was driving to Spain, and I couldn't remember what the word was for a packet of fags at the time. This was back when I smoked. This was about 13 years ago. And yeah, I couldn't remember I stopped smoking for now. 8 years now since I stopped smoking. Anyway, I forgot what the word was for a packet of fags, so I was like, je voudrais and I was pointing at the cigarettes I wanted, and then the lady behind the counter was like, paquette, and I was like, oui, paquette, and she was like, and then I obviously said the brand, and I said, I sort of apologised and said, j'ai oublié the word for packet. I forgot the word for packet. She just laughed and said it's okay, and then but it's things like that. Obviously they know that you're not from there, but you're trying to make an effort, and that gets you so much further than just walking into somewhere and going, yeah, right mate, yeah, 2 beers, yeah. No, just make an effort. That's what makes me laugh. And I'm not going to get into politics, because I don't do politics in this channel, but people in this country get wound up and say foreigners come over here, they don't speak English. What do you do when you go to Spain? Do you speak Spanish? Bet your bollocks to a bar dance you fucking don't. So yeah, learn the language, don't be a knob. But yeah, that's just my little advice for the day. But yeah, so there was a comment on one of the videos about the Americans not using curtain silence. And it's, yeah, typically they don't. They use something called a sliding tarp, which is like basically a flat bed with a very, very weird frame on it that then the tarpaulin just sits over the top of. Kind of like what we used to have on the tilt trailers back in the 80s, but a little bit different. Yeah, you don't see many of those tilt trailers around these days. It's a shame because they were my favourite type of trailer, but never got to pull one. Never did. But yeah, because I think curtain silence came out over here and it just revolutionised it. Because back in them days, what you used to do was you'd have wooden slats in the frame. They still run them. I think Chrome still make some trailers like them. They have wooden slats in the frame. You used to take the wooden slats out, and you used to have to take the cord out from around the side, but obviously you could get offloaded every side and pull the tarpaulin back. But then it was obviously long, putting it all back together again to head off down the road. Whereas the curtain side has made it driver, you know, saying about strapping your load. Yeah, they don't have curtain sliders, they have sliding tops. A lot of their stuff, to be fair, in the States is box fan stuff, or they'll put it in a reefer and just leave the fridge off, which is so bizarre to me, because like the industry that, you know, when I'm doing my own thing with my refrigerated transport, I would not be hauling like loose potatoes in a fridge trailer and then the next day go and put meat in it. It just wouldn't work like that for me. I mean, obviously you take the loads that you can, but they take all sorts. They take fireworks, all kinds of stuff. It's really weird, really, really weird. But yeah, I suppose it's how stuff gets around with it. Their trailer conflicts and stuff are a lot different to ours, because all of their weights are in pounds, so it sounds like they're hauling a lot heavier than what they actually are. The reality is their units, I mean, the one thing I do like is their sleeper units, because the Americans don't do cab overs that well. In fact, I don't even think they have any cab overs out there anymore, which is what all the European trucks are. European trucks are cab over with the engine underneath you, because European roads are really quite tight, so you're limited in the length of the vehicle. Now, in America, back in the 80s, the reason that you got so many of like the Peterbilt 381s and the Kenworth K100s was because they had a law in the 80s about how long the truck could be, and if you wanted to run loads into certain states, your truck had to be a certain length, so they went with cab over options to try and combat that. And then I think after the 80s, obviously that law got dispensed with, and as a result they went back to how they have now, the engine up the front and then they have big old sleeping quarters at the back, like a standard American unit on like a freight liner, which funny enough is made by Mercedes-Benz, is it's about the same length as an 18-tonner over it. So imagine putting an 18-tonner then on the front of a 4-foot trailer. So their trucks are quite long out there, because they don't really have roundabouts to contend with. Like we do over here, they have a big long grid system, right? So their trailers are 53 feet in length, whereas our trailers are 40 foot. But you know, with their trailers, obviously they fuck around moving the axle around because of how the weight's distributed about the truck. So arguably, to be fair, truck driving in the States is a lot more of a bollock-ache than it is in Europe in that respect, because although you go to a weight bridge, you're not worried about your axle, having to move your axles or anything like that. You do have to be careful where you put your load in the trailer. If you're only picking up a half load, you need to look at your axle weights and stuff. You need to position it properly. I mean, rule of thumb, they'll always tell you put stuff up against the headboard of the trailer, but it may well be sometimes you can't do that because of the weight of the load. But you just have to sort of play that by ear. That's also something to bear in mind when you're dropping a trailer as well. Think about where the load is in the trailer. If it's only a partially loaded trailer, where are you dropping it? Because if the load's all up the front, you've got to drop it high. I'll tell you what will happen if you don't. If you have a half-loaded trailer that's heavy up the front, and you pull up in a yard and you drop the trailer, you roll the legs down, and you pull out from underneath it. As soon as you pull out from underneath it, if you haven't dropped those front legs high enough, the front of that trailer will come down, the back of it will tip up, and it will be up in the air. And then you will be in a world of shit, I promise you. I've seen it happen. And And the thing is, it's too late. That's why I always say, whenever you're dropping a loaded trailer, pull out from underneath it very slowly, because you can watch it in your mirrors. If you see that it starts to drop, you've still got your unit underneath it, so stop, get out, wind the legs up a bit more. Use your unit to help you. It's how you avoid it. We're dropping this at UPS, so we're going to find UPS. Find the old window down. I don't know why, don't ask me why, but winding the window down always helps me find somewhere when I'm looking for a place. Don't know why, it's really stupid. Chew a bit of their road. It's up here on the left. Stay there. Fairly quiet, to be fair. Oh, we're not even on a bay. Interesting. We're just pulling in and dropping the trailer. Alright, fair enough. Alright now, we're close there. Go forward a little bit. And there we go. So, nice and easy. Job's all done. Job's are good. So, that brings us to the end of the video. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. And there'll be another video on Sunday. And as I said, look out for my streams on Twitch. They'll be coming in the next week or two. I'll say more in videos next week, and I've got a better idea of timeline. It will most likely be on a Friday night. Again, got to discuss that with the missus, because obviously she works and little and everything else. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. It's been a pleasure, and I'll see you on the next one.